Well, I dragged the 8-foot ladder kind of on my back, and now we're going to see if there are enough cherries to pick or not. Did you notice there was no net? Yeah, we kind of gave up on that. Well, most of these are not ready yet. Sometimes they look more ready until you get them in the bowl. These are not bad. Some of these cherries up here at the top of the tree are not looking so good. They're sunburned, or I did see some that were eaten by flies. Oh, there's a nice breeze up here though. I gotta be careful here. I'm so clumsy. I can just see myself knocking this bowl of cherries off the top of the ladder, and well, that wouldn't be good, would it? All right, I have these cherries picked. Yeah, these are not cherries, that's zucchini. Also not cherries, it's a few blueberries I picked. I wonder, zucchini blueberry muffins? Maybe. Anyway, so these are the cherries I picked this morning. Not a whole lot. I'm hoping for, like maybe 3 times that many in a couple of days. I'm going to show you how I pit cherries. No, I don't use a cherry pitter. I did. The little rubber piece on it sort of broke, and it didn't do the best job. I mean, I had the pints of cherries that I froze. The last time I had cherries was 2018, so 4 years ago. The pints I had, almost every pint had a cherry pit in it, and you don't want to bite into a cherry pit. So I'll show you how I pit these. You don't want to see how I spit them, do you? I mean, I had a handful of cherries, and I was going down the lane to get the mail and spitting them like, I don't know, like Hansel and Gretel dropping off stones. Okay, we'll just spit one. That's all. I can't spit very far. So, it's pretty easy. They're a little bit tart, but Mount Morency's are not bad. Not as tart as some. Okay, now I can't just throw this plate because it has a cherry pit on it. And I need that bowl. Alright, so here's what we did growing up. My mom, my great Aunt Bessie, we would sit on the couch, I think, with a big towel in our laps, and then we would put these in 13 by 9 pans and kind of scoot them around like this. The pits stay in the pan, all right, and then the good cherries, the pitted cherries will go here. Okay, and then you just sort of, you see this, where the stem part was, just kind of push your thumb there, and it comes out, okay? Pit just stays right there, and then in my left hand, I just sort of hold them. Yeah, you can do a bunch this way. And the cool thing is, so far they've not been buggy, but if they don't feel juicy, I mean, I can tell by the feel. If they don't feel right, then I'll check them and say, okay, that one doesn't feel juicy. That feels dried up. All right, so you see how fast that goes? It works really well with the Montmorency's because they're very juicy. The other little, the Carmen here, they're a lot more firm and they're not as big. They're a little harder to do. But see how fast I did just a handful there? And the Montmorency, good thing about them is that the juice is clear, so it doesn't make a mess. You see there's some pits. I'll do the rest of these now, and then what I'll do is just throw some sugar on them, put them in freezer-safe pint jars, mason jars, and freeze them. That's it. This is how I pit cherries. And 5 minutes later, here's what we have. There's the cherries without the pits, and there are the pits. The reason the juice is not completely clear is because you see some of the seeds that have red on them. There were a handful of the red cherries there. So do you see how I spelled out the word pie with the pits? Okay, if you see that, you're hallucinating and you need to get out of the sun right now. Sorry about that. Okay, don't waste that juice. I put a little colander on top. There we go. Give that a shake. And then, boy, I don't know. What I should do is figure out how much sugar things take, but I don't know. That's why all the jars taste differently. That's probably good enough. I'll need to stir it in, stir it up, and then let the sugar completely dissolve before I actually freeze it. Otherwise, it kind of gets just like the sugar goes to the top. So I'll wait till the sugar dissolves, and I'll put it in a pint jar. It's probably going to be another pint and a half, I'm thinking. Which would bring me to 3 pints already. That's good. There you have it.